This is Jean Peters in 1955, America's darling, Fox's brightest star, earning an astonishing $150,000 per film. And now, look at this 1957, she's gone. Disappeared from the spotlight without a trace. Everyone asked the same question. What happened to Jean Peters? The truth behind her disappearance would destroy everything she worked for. Jean Peters, born in Ohio in 1926, came from humble beginnings. At just 20, she was discovered and signed by 20th Century Fox. In 1947, she starred opposite Tyrone Power. In her first movie she was captivating. Real, unpolished in a way that made her shine. Unlike the studio's line of glamorous blondes, Jean was fresh, grounded, and magnetic. By 1955, she had made it to the top-end A-list actress with major roles, major paychecks, and a limitless future ahead. Then she met Howard Hughes, the billionaire, the recluse, the man whose obsession would change her life. He pursued her relentlessly. She eventually said yes. In March 1957, they married quietly. No press, no fanfare. The world wouldn't even know for 3 years. That secret wedding marked the beginning of her downfall. Take a look at this photo from 1958, Jean Peters. Now Mrs. Howard Hughes. That smile you see? It's only for the camera. Behind it lies the truth. Hughes demanded she give up acting. No more movie sets, no more premieres, no more fame. Fox even offered her a staggering $1 million deal for 5 pictures, unheard of, some at the time. She refused. Hughes forbade it, and just like that, she vanished into his world. Locked away inside his mansion, her career and her freedom were gone. Hollywood moved on. The woman who once graced every screen was now a ghost behind closed doors. What most people never knew is that Hughes didn't even live with her. He stayed in another home across town, surrounded by other women. Sometimes he'd call her once a week, sometimes not at all. Jean spent her days in silence, isolated in that empty house, her talent wasting away. The woman who once commanded cameras now lived in stillness, waiting for a man who rarely came. 14 years passed. No films, no public appearances, just absence. Then, in 1971, the final blow came. Hughes filed for divorce through his lawyer. He never even spoke to her himself. Jean was for Hollywood had changed beyond recognition. The roles that once belonged to her were now played by new names: Faye Dunaway, Diane Keaton. Jean's moment had faded into memory. She tried to return, taking on small television parts, but it wasn't the same. The world had forgotten her. And here's what hurts the most. After the divorce, Jean finally revealed the truth. She had sacrificed everything for a man who barely noticed her. A marriage that was more illusion than love. Hughes had kept her hidden an ornament in his life, not a partner. She lost her career, her fame, her sense of self, for a relationship built on emptiness. What she got in return were brief phone calls and long, lonely nights. On October 13, 2000, Jean Peters passed away from lung cancer at the age of 73. Her obituaries were brief, her name unfamiliar to many. Once one of the most sought-after stars in Hollywood, she left this world quietly, nearly forgotten. 14 years spent invisible. 29 more trying to find her place again. She never did now. Look at those 2 photos once more. The radiant star of 1955, confident, adored, unstoppable. And the subdued wife of 1958 already fading into the background. She chose love over ambition. Chose a billionaire's promise over her own brilliance. Chose Howard Hughes over herself. And by the time she understood the cost, it was far too late. That is the untold story of Jean Peters, the woman who gave up everything and vanished into silence.